Man, welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. Back at it again, doing what we do. Man, heavy hitters tonight. Christopher will probably join us later. But Craft Man, what's going on, big dog?
Just hanging out on the back porch, just having a good time. It's Friday night. I only had to work 3 days this week because I was gone in Green Bay watching their ass get kicked. And I'm just back hanging out, ready to get back on this podcast. It's been like 2 weeks. Been itching.
Right. And we've been getting the gambling out, but the Dynasty for the last 2 weeks, missing out. But we've been waiting for this episode, and we got Big Dunk in the building with his punk ass. What's going on, Big Dunk?
Man, what up, what up? Friday night, ready to talk some risers and fallers.
Yep, we doing this episode because of Big Dunk. He was the one who hit me up about this one, and I'm all in. So we didn't really want to do this one without Big Dunk. But hey, we was doing it tonight no matter what. We was about to throw it on. So, but yeah, look, real quick, check out our gambling content. Every Thursday we try to get all our bets out. If you don't want to listen to any of our voices, Craftman went solo the other day, a couple weeks ago, and I've been going solo. But every bet is in the description. Go check it out and go win you some money, and then listen to us next time. But I got Craftman frozen in my screen. It looks like Big Dunk. What's going? Nah, I do see you, Craftman. All right. Anything else we want to say real quick, Craftman, before we get started on these risers and fallers?
Yeah, you froze on me for a second, but I think we're good now. But I was just gonna say, man, props to you for going solo because that shit was not easy. Like sitting there talking with myself all night long. It's kind of hard to keep a conversation going by yourself.
Oh, no doubt. This is easy work right here, just talking to you guys, because this is just what we do anyways, you know? But I'm going to be real. The first time I was going solo, like back in the day when I was doing this, I couldn't even hardly do it. I was like, breathing real heavy. I'm like, I ain't used to talking.
You got to get a drink every now and again. Like you want to hit the vape. Usually, I'll be smoking in between when y'all are talking and stuff. And I'm like, man, I need my nicotine or something. Like just talking to myself for like 15 minutes straight.
All right. Join the Discord. Check us out on YouTube. All our audio podcasts are on there. So one day our faces will get up on there and we'll do the whole shebang. But let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and start. Big Dunk, start us off from the top. Let's go ahead and start hitting some of these quarterbacks. And let's just start throwing out names how we do. Talk them out. Throw them out. So go ahead, Big Dunk. Start us off.
Yeah, well, let me just explain the scoring format. So we're always going to do it super flex, tight end premium. And I think what we're going to do today is talk about some quarterbacks, risers and fallers. And I can't help but to say the biggest riser overall has probably been Jayden Daniels. I think y'all are probably in agreement with that.
Man,
I would say so. As far as just the rookie QBs go.
If you just think about a dynasty ranking, just off the top of your head, you got some of the big guys. I mean, where does Jayden Daniels get up there? Are we talking like is he top 8? Is he?
Oh, he's definitely top 8.
I would say top 3.
Top 5. Yeah, top 5.
Damn, okay, top 5. So he's way up in there. So I'm saying, like, as a startup, if you're in a startup, you got pretty much the 7th pick. He's the 5th quarterback on the board. You're taking him over a lot of other guys.
Yeah, I would take him over. To just name a couple off the list, so I'm not just spitting out numbers. I mean, I would probably still take Josh Allen over him. I would take Lamar. And then there's a toss-up. I mean, yeah, probably Jalen Hurts. I mean, that's close. So I'm saying, top 3, top 4. And, I mean, Stroud, I still think Stroud is playing he's a little underwhelming right now. I'm not going to drop him way down. Joe Burrow's still lighting it up right now. And, but there's been a couple followers like Patrick Mahomes. I'm not taking him in the top 5. It has nothing to do with Mahomes, but
Right.
just the way that team has changed with it being defense oriented and running the football, like they just win games a different way. So
Agreed.
Give me one more. Give me another name after Jalen Hurts. What's the next one?
I mean,
I was looking at keep trade cut, and it's got QB5 as CJ Stroud,
I
and
think
then
I
it's
would
got
definitely
Joe
go.
Burrow.
Feel like I would go Daniels over both of them.
I think
yeah,
so
I mean
too.
it's not even that close. It's not even that close right
Right.
now. There's not been a whole lot of the QBs, the big QBs ain't performing. So I really think Burrow would be the closest one after Jayden, like we said, Jayden, and what was the last one? CJ Stroud. So
Stroud.
CJ Stroud, yeah.
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 I think I'm in
Would you take him
agreement.
over? Would you take him over like the top two wide receivers, being Justin Jefferson, Chase?
that would be hard. I just believe in Chase, and I just think the reason he's always been my dynasty wide receiver one is because he's attached to Burrow. So
Agreed.
Right.
along with I think I'd take Chase over him, and JJ's still right there. I mean, number one. So
Yeah.
it'd be super close. Like you're talking about what in the startup, like the 105, 106
Yeah.
or so.
Damn. That man Daniels is way up there. That man went. That one's debatable to me. Getting those wide receivers now. I think I'm starting to lighten up on that. I think 2 years ago, if you asked me, I would definitely go Daniels. You asked me today. Them two are definitely in the discussion for me.
Yeah. I
But
think
But we do it. Yeah. I was just
ahead.
gonna say we do have to like put recency bias aside a little bit because for instance, he's been without Nico for the past 4 weeks. He wasn't that great
Yeah.
fantasy wise when Nico was there, but I still do think that CJ Stroud picks it up. And, when Nico's fully healthy, I think they're gonna be just fine on offense. So I don't wanna jump the gun too much.
Dunk, anything to add?
I was just gonna say originally, I think whenever I was looking at it in the beginning, at the start of the season, I think Jayden Daniels was like QB 19. I think he was like right inside the top 20. So that just kind of like shows you exactly like what half a season can do for you in terms of your dynasty value, especially if you show out as a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember that one trade that you did with Chris with Tua and Daniels. And I do remember thinking, damn, that was a pretty even trade, depending on what happens. But you got to acknowledge that the upside with Daniels it was up there. So
Yeah.
I don't think I was expecting top 5, and it looks like top 3, top 4. So
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting that either, but you just got to call your shots sometimes. And like I said, if you see somebody performing in college like that, and especially with rushing upside, I feel like it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing that I'm going to learn from this year is based on so you got Jayden and Bo Nix coming in, who's played a lot of college snaps, played a lot of college games.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like Bo Nix, I never did, but he's playing a lot better than I thought he was going to play. And you got Anthony Richardson, who only played like 1 year in college. I'm going to start looking at that a little bit more in depth. When QB prospects come in the league.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like Bo Nix is he just has that composure, that confidence. Like he kind of goes through just everything that he needs to do. Whereas, like, you can see the lack of experience coming out with um, Anthony Richardson. And I guess that brings up the topic of like, who's the biggest faller? I would argue that he's probably the biggest faller right now.
For sure. He's got to be.
yeah, he's the next one that I mean, it's clearly over with. And I don't agree with. And listen, man, here I always say I'm gonna defend him a little bit because me and Kraft never thought he was good from the jump. I mean, from the get, I was saying this dude is ass. I mean, I always recognize that the upside was always there. I mean, he for real can break off a huge touchdown run out of nowhere.
Easily, yeah.
But man, if they would give these guys like 3-4 years and really put confidence in them and let them try to do it, and I mean they were still playing. I mean, obviously we couldn't play our fantasy guys, Josh Downs and Pittman and all them. Couldn't play them guys, but I mean, hell, they didn't win with Joe Flacco last week. Man, that dude's like 40 plus, but now since he's in the lineup, it's over with. It's done. That dude, Anthony Richardson, may get a shot somewhere.
He'll get a shot with the Colts. I think the Colts are doing the smart thing where they're going to sit him and let him improve in practice because he just wasn't ready. Yeah, I think he's going to get another shot with the Colts.
You think
next season?
Bryce Young, you think that's happening over there with the Panthers?
Man, I don't know. It's kind of what Chris said, man. His confidence is just shot.
Is Anthony
depends on where they draft?
Shot? Well,
depends on where they draft next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, Anthony Richardson definitely is like the next. I mean, Justin Fields, kind of like it's gonna be like that. But I mean, when Justin Fields went to Pittsburgh, I was like, he's lucky that he landed in a spot like Pittsburgh where maybe he can make something happen. So we'll see maybe he makes it happen with the Colts. But heck, shoot, they might as well just go get them another quarterback, go do it again, start it all over. That's what all these NFL teams do, anyways.
Yeah, they don't really be giving them shots like that. But I mean, it's like how Tom Brady was critiquing them. You gotta give them some time, let them learn. I mean, it's exactly what you said. Like, let them have some experience behind their belt, let them solve it in practice. I mean, look at Jordan Love. That's exactly what he did. And now he's in, like, arguably the top 10, I would say, for Dynasty QBs.
Yeah, I think the Colts are a better run organization than, like, say, the Bears or the Browns, and, the Jets play, teams like that. I think they are gonna give him another chance, and it'll be next year. So if you want to buy low on him, I mean, I don't think he's great, but I mean, I've been hating on him forever, but I think you could try. I think he's gonna get another shot.
What would you give up?
A late first, probably.
Oh man, hell no! Out your motherfucking mind. A late first.
If you need a quarterback needing for next year, like I do think he'll be the starter next year.
I think I agree. I think I would be willing to part with that.
Damn, y'all
for the upside.
Confidence. I just don't know what's the case. How many times do we see these players like get benched where we think it's over and then they make a comeback?
Baker.
I mean, what's the percentage of that? It probably never happens. Sam Darnold, Baker. He's on my risers list. I'll throw him on there.
Yeah,
but go ahead, Craftman. Throw me a list or throw me a name.
Well, risers, we just mentioned him. Sam Darnold got to be a riser in the QB rankings, and we can throw another name if y'all don't want to talk about Darnold for too long. Is where in the hell do you put Baker at this point? Is he QB2 on the season? He's gonna be the Buccaneers quarterback probably for a while.
Yeah,
I see.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I see Keep Trade Cuts got him at QB 14 right now, right behind Brock Purdy and right above Bo Nix.
Yeah,
that might be too low. Mayfield. I would take Mayfield over Brock Purdy. Keep going, Dunk. Let's go up that list.
Drake Maye at QB 12, Kyler at QB 11, and Justin Herbert at QB 10.
I would take Baker over Kyler at this point. Y'all know I'm a Kyler guy.
Would you take him over Maye?
Yeah, I would. I don't like the Patriots' weapons at all.
I agree with that, but
I think Maye's showing like some flashes though.
He's good. I mean,
well, let's just be realistic. Baker's probably got the rest of his career with Tampa Bay from this point. He'll probably sign another one. I feel like he's extending careers of Godwin and Mike Evans. If anything, go get you some Godwin. They're going to be, well, I don't know. I know he's got that contract, but I'm just going to be real. Mike Evans and all them, when you think they're old, they're really not. Baker Mayfield comes in here and, and now you see Baker Mayfield doing what he's doing with lesser weapons. So he's established. It's over with. Baker Mayfield is definitely one of the good quarterbacks in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Go up the list some more, Dunk. I mean, give me some more on that list. I mean,
last one I had was Justin Herbert. He was QB 10. The next one up is Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, and then Patrick Mahomes at QB 7.
I would take him over Mahomes, but all those other guys, I'd probably stay with them over Baker. So Baker's properly,
I'd take him over Caleb.
I don't know.
That one's tough.
I don't know if I would do that. Yeah, I feel like Caleb was showing flashes. I feel like he's just got to work through the work
You know,
whatever the fuck he's doing. Rookie.
you know how I am with the Bears, man. They ruin careers. I think Caleb is actually a good player, but just bad organization, man. Especially when it comes to quarterbacks. Like they know how to ruin them, and they're doing it right now with Caleb Williams. They have all the weapons they need, and they can't get it done.
Yeah,
Beef up that
defense
O
is
line.
carrying him.
He's a rookie though, but when it comes to quarterbacks, I don't care as much about age. Like if you're 28 versus 21, like you're still gonna get 7 years out of the guy or 5 years, whatever. Like I don't want to look that much forward in the future. Give me 4 good years out of a quarterback, and I'm fine with it.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, age doesn't really matter too much with quarterbacks unless you're, I don't know, I would say like 37, 38. That's kind of probably when you're expecting like a
Yeah.
decline.
When you're looking at like Stafford and stuff, it means a lot. Like players like Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, that
Right.
means a lot. But players like Baker, what's Baker like 20? I don't even think he's 30. He's probably like 28 years old or something.
Yeah, I think he's 29. Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely got 4 good years out of Baker.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely would keep Baker. I think even then, like talking about his value, what would you trade? Let's say like a mid first for him.
I'd trade a
Fuck
lot
that.
more than that.
You trade
Yeah.
2 firsts for him?
Depending on what the need is, I mean, I would definitely trade any in a super flex. I would trade any first for Baker. Like Caleb Williams was the 101 this year, and he was the best QB prospect in years. And I just said I would probably take Baker over Caleb. I mean, you might miss out on like the best quarterback of all time coming in there, but what's the chances of that?
Right. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So we're in agreement that he's worth 2 firsts then.
I would say whatever quarterback in a first could get it done. Like, whatever that guy is in that tier. Of course, Baker's playing so good. I don't know what that guy would be right now.
Like
I mean, it
A-Rod
could
in the first tier?
See, I
A-Rod.
wouldn't do that. I'd rather have Baker. You'd have to go higher on that list.
Yeah, Trevor. I wouldn't trade Trevor Lawrence in the first. I don't think.
That's the cutoff.
So who's
That's-
below T-Law?
Trevor Lawrence is down there at QB 18. They got JJ McCarthy and Jared Goff above him.
I wouldn't do golf in the first. Well,
McCarthy?
go down the list a little bit. Don't. What,
Two is at
what about
QB
Bo
19.
Nix? Bo Nix in the first. Would you do that?
You can give somebody the young rookie.
I think I would do that.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is kind of like a question mark. He's shown flashes. Like I definitely think he's good so far, but I just don't know.
Crap,
I
man.
still
I'd
think
rather
his
bank on the sure
ceiling.
thing.
I still think Bo Nix ceiling is like his absolute ceiling would be like a Jared Goff. Probably.
Even with a rushing upside though.
You see Bo Nix. I mean, I don't know. You got to ask somebody else. I don't like Bo Nix. He's doing good though. He's like the QB, like 10 or 12 this season.
I think
He's-
so. Yeah.
I just think he's doing a lot. He's just doing what he has to do, and Sean Payton's just putting the young rookie in a spot where he can make easy decisions and easy throws, and it's worked out. But that's pretty much what Sean Payton wants to do, anyways. Like him or hate him. I mean, I still think Drew Brees carried his ass, and Drew Brees is top 5 all times. That's what I say. But either way, Sean Payton's definitely doing a good job with Bo Nix.
I definitely agree with that.
I mean, yeah, anybody can look great when you got Drew Brees. I can do that. You see this headphones, Craft man? Just give me some headphones. I'll go out there and stand out there with a piece of paper. I don't even need to ask Drew Brees what to do. All right, give me a faller, Craft man.
Oh, look, there's 2 right here though, like right at QB 19, QB 20. You got Tua and then you got Dak.
I like that.
Sam Darnold's below both of them. I kind of don't agree with that. I don't think.
And Dynasty.
I just think with Sam Darnold, you just got to account for a first round draft pick just sitting there. I still think Sam Darnold should be the quarterback, and they should just do what you got to do. But I think that I think his price is just accounted for with JJ McCarthy being there. But listen, I really am not the Tua hater guy. I might would buy low on Tua. Dak though, and me and you got Dak in that FFPC. I'm starting to worry about his punk ass.
He's pretty bad, man. He's just inconsistent as fuck.
That
they're trash. But
yeah. I still think that Dak is okay. Like, he's a good quarterback. I think that Jerry Jones, if you look all around the NFL, if the owner is too involved, the team is bad. And look at the Panthers. David Tepper is like the one of the more involved owners. They asked Jerry Jones, like, what's Rico Dowdle going to be doing this week? Why are they asking the owner that? Like how many carries you think he's going to get? Like, they just ran poorly, man. It's like the Jaguars and Doug Peterson right now. I still think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback, but their offense is so bland. They just need to do something. Something's got to change. Yeah, something.
Yeah, look, you could throw T-Law on that little list right there too, of those names: T-Law, Dak, and Tua. And I would be willing to buy low on T-Law and Tua.
Agreed.
But Dak is he's in full panic mode for me because what are the Cowboys about to do this year with Cooper Rush? Are they about? I know Cooper Rush's record was all right, but they've been struggling anyways, and now you got a backup quarterback coming in. So are they about to lose a bunch of games? And if they are about to lose a bunch of games, are they about to go get a quarterback, a young guy, to come in there? I mean, there's supposed to be some decent prospects. Jerry Jones, he would love a start because he would love to go get Deion Sanders' son up in there, fill that stadium up. Right, you know what I'm saying?
But, like, this is the thing with me, too. Like, all those guys, it's like how you said. I think they're probably buy low candidates, but I think Dak, I don't know, man. I don't even know if he's a buy low. I don't know. Like, I would be willing to pay a late first for, man, I don't know. I guess I would do it for Tua. I definitely would do it for T-Law. Tua is kind of like, I don't know, it's mixed, but I definitely think you could probably get both of those for a late first or the other way around.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I would rather have Dak over both of them.
Really?
Over both T-Law and Tua. I mean, Tua's close. I would rather have Dak over T-Law for sure. Not saying T-Law has got bad talent or nothing, but I mean, Dak's probably going to be the Cowboys quarterback, and if he's not, he's going to go somewhere and be the starting quarterback, probably for a decent team. He ain't going to be the quarterback for the Panthers, I wouldn't imagine. So I still think that Dak has a pretty decent future anyway.
Man, you just got the bag. You better have a fucking good future.
I forget that he got paid because he sat out for that long. I keep forgetting that he got
paid, man. He got paid too.
Well, that
the
makes
Cowboys are trash organization, but for some reason, I mean, they still make the playoffs every year, and they're good in regular season. So it's just he's hurt right now. Tua was hurt a couple weeks ago.
Yep, that's true. So maybe a little bit of overreaction from me then.
Probably, yeah, because they're talking about. They were saying Dak can miss the remainder of the season. I was saying he's at least out 6 to 8 weeks. I saw.
Shit, they're saying T-Law could miss the rest of the season. He might have surgery on the shoulder.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm definitely buying low on T-Law. I'm gonna just send out our first FFPC Craft Man just to go get him. It's gonna be a late first anyway.
Man, I was looking at the list too, just trying to find Anthony Richardson. He's all the way down at QB 24 behind Kirk Cousins and above Geno Smith.
God.
It buried his ass.
Buried, man. Good.
I knew it was gonna be low, but Kirk Cousins, that's hilarious. So
yeah, Michael Penix is right above him too.
Holy crap. Michael Penix isn't even playing.
I saw that. I saw a poll he was like, where are we at with I wish I could accredit this guy. I saw it on Twitter and he's like, where are we at with Anthony Richardson and Dynasty? And it was a poll. It was Anthony Richardson and Michael Penix. The majority of people did pick Penix.
That's wild. Would you?
I mean, I'm higher on Penix than everybody in the whole Dynasty fantasy football world. So yeah, I would. Because I think the Falcons, for one time, are doing something. I feel like they're doing something right. So we got Kirk
Falcons are looking good.
Yeah, I hope we don't. I don't even care if Penix sees the field for 2 years. He'll be
It
like
looks
28, 29, and he could play for 6, 7 years. So
It looked stupid when the Packers drafted Jordan Love, and it looked stupid when the Falcons drafted Michael Penix. But
Yeah.
it is what
like
it
you
is.
said, Matt, the QB room. When was the last time the Falcons had a good QB room?
Yeah, beef it up. I'm always about getting quarterbacks. I hate to say it, some of these GMs should have a fantasy football mind just a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Bill Belichick was trending that way, but sometimes he just messed up. But he would get rid of them players, and get stuff for them. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys, they don't do that. They just let them go. I know there's
Let
a
'em
salary
walk.
cap and all that shit, but
Stephon Gilmore, you talking about players like that getting a little older, just ship them off.
Yep, ship them out. Get something for them.
Yeah. I felt like I got another big faller.
Go ahead, Dunk.
It's y'all's favorite player, man. Will Levis.
Man, my favorite. I loved him.
Yeah, definitely. He's done. All right, I can't even say anything else. So he was a second round pick, anyways. He's just done. He had a shot. I did like that. If you wanted to go try to take a shot on him, and they were putting veterans around him, and it looked like they was trying to make give him some pieces to give him a shot, and they did. It didn't work out.
Yeah,
he's done.
It was make or break for sure, and he broke.
He did.
He did. And they'll be in the market for a quarterback, whether it be a vet or a rookie. That I did see Craftman. There's heck, I'm sure you probably heard it too. It was on the footballers. I think they said there's like 7 teams that are 2-7 or something right now. So just because teams look bad right now, you can't say that they're going to have a high draft pick, at least right now.
Yeah, I mean, what teams are 2-7? You said the Titans. I mean, there's a lot of them. You said 7 teams. 17.
7.
So yeah, that's what I was saying with the Panthers with Bryce Young. It's like where are they going to pick at? It depends. Like, if they pick in the top 2 or 3, then they'll probably replace Bryce Young. If they don't, then what are they going to be looking at later? Because this QB, I don't pay as much attention to college as I know Matt does, but it doesn't seem like this QB class is really hitting on shit this year.
Probably just Shador and the guy from Miami. I forget his name. Cam Ward, right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a few guys. I'll be honest. I keep up with the college game less and less.
Carson Beck is trash, by the way.
He's trash.
I saw odds today. He's tied with somebody to be the number 1 pick. Carson Beck.
He's got the intangibles, but something's wrong right now. Something ain't clicking.
Hey, wrap us up on quarterbacks. Throw all the names out that y'all want to throw out.
There was just one more that I wanted to talk about risers because I know we briefly talked about him, but I saw that not Will Levis. I saw that Drake Maye was in the top 12.
I got him on my risers too, baby. I wish Chris was here for this shit.
Yep. Listen,
he's the biggest hater.
He was the biggest hater, but I do believe Chris would admit that Drake Maye has looked all right. I know the team's been getting smacked around a little bit. Drake Maye.
I don't know if he would, Matt.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Well, all you got to do is bring him on. He'll be on here next episode, and we'll get him on, and we'll ask him. But I listen, Drake Maye. I think we should do a Dynasty episode and just talk rookies one episode and just talk about where they are and what they've looked like. Because this rookie class has been looking pretty good, and Drake Maye looked good. And the Patriots had to turn it around eventually, and it looks like it could be with Drake Maye. Heck, I had Drake Maye ranked ahead of Jayden Daniels. You remember before the year? I mean, I was never really low on Drake Maye. I've watched him play a lot because I watch ACC football.
Right.
I never really thought this dude's just a loser.
Yeah. We both like Drake Maye.
Yeah. So I'm with it. I hope the Patriots don't fuck him over and give him some weapons, and you know what I'm saying? I just hope they button that up, how they do things. But if they do, then he's going to be with a good organization for years to come.
Yeah. I think especially with their top pick coming out, they're probably going to get a weapon. I saw they were mocked to get like Travis Hunter or somebody like that.
That would be great to have some playmakers up in there.
And that's the only thing that scares me about Drake Maye and Jayden Daniels both is like Jayden got Terry McLaurin, but what happens if McLaurin gets hurt? Like, he doesn't have anybody. Same thing with the Patriots. And that's the only thing that gives me pause about getting too hyped about Jayden and Drake Maye is just what does the future look like? The Commanders are going to have a late pick, it looks like, and they still need another receiver. I don't know. I really like Drake Maye. He's been doing pretty well, but they need to add another weapon for him to even be like a consistent top 12 quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, right now all it is really Ramondre, I guess. Hunter Henry.
That's what's impressive about it too. Like it's kind of like a chicken or egg thing. It's like, how are you so good with nobody, but like you also don't have anybody to get better? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I think that. Yeah, I agree with Kraft and what he's saying too. I think what's impressed me most is him being able to do it with the lack of weapons, and especially the offensive line. Man, that it's terrible.
Yeah, that team is trash, and Drake Maye is actually playing pretty well.
Yep.
Definitely giving them
agree
hope.
with you more. Yeah, I'm with you. I agree 100%. Y'all want to slide over to another position, or y'all want to throw out some other quarterbacks real quick?
That's really it. Yeah, that's all I can see for the QBs at least.
Yeah, I got some. What you want to go to? Running backs, receivers?
It don't matter. Go
Either
ahead.
one.
Just toss them out. We're gonna do them all.
All right, we'll go to running backs, and the first name I got, somebody just signed a 4-year deal with the Panthers. Chuba Hubbard.
Oh, yeah.
Chuba Hubbard, riser in fantasy. Hey, Dunk, do you have where he is on keep trade cut as far as running backs go? Because I'm just curious. I'm just curious to see. Because as of right now, this season, let's see where he's at. He's a top 12 running back this season.
Oh, he's killing it.
Yeah.
They got him as RB23 right now. He's below Bucky Irvin, Tyrone Tracy, and DeAndre Swift. I would take him above all those guys, I think.
Yeah. Well,
it's so tough. I mean, I'll be honest. When it comes to this deal right here, man, Chuba Hubbard no doubt deserved to get paid because he's been really good this year, and there's no doubt about it. But as far as the Carolina Panthers, man, I am motherfucking baffled by what these motherfuckers are doing. Signing a running back to a 4-year deal. You just spent high draft capital on a running back, and it looks like you got plans to not go forward with Bryce Young, so you're doing this all over again. You're rebuilding and you're starting it off with running backs. Man, what in the hell? They should be, I don't know, man.
Offensive, defensive line. That's where you start. You got to start it like in the trenches and then work your way to skill players. You know, get some receivers. Running back is definitely not the place to start. But
man.
Even so, for Dynasty, Chuba, like I couldn't find it, but I got it now. He's the RB7 on the season. He's averaging 5 yards a carry with the Carolina Panthers right now, who have absolutely no threat of throwing the football and no weapons on the outside. So I feel like it's impressive. And as far as Dynasty goes, all you got to know is the Carolina Panthers love Chuba Hubbard, and I think that's just the bottom line. They just like him.
I mean, when we get to doing redraft next year and we're looking at running backs, Chuba Hubbard definitely going to be on, whatever, top 16, top 15 pick type deal, no matter what the Panthers are looking like. Well, I don't know, man. I keep saying that, but heck, I keep on forgetting. We got a second round rookie. Going to be ready next year.
What is this, while we're on the Carolina backfield, what does this do to Brooks? What does it do to his value?
He's got to drop.
Got to drop.
Got to drop a little bit. There's no doubt about it. But the thing is I just don't even know what to fucking think about the Panthers. Now are they going to eat into Chuba Hubbard? His stock rises no matter what because he was nothing. So now his stock rises, but somebody like Brooks, his value is like in that top 12 range. Has to drop a little bit. There ain't no doubt about it. I don't know what that is.
His caps his upside.
Yeah, his upside is capped, and his upside was probably already capped from just being on a bad offense.
Yeah.
So
In,
it hurts it.
in Dynasty, Chase Brown or Jonathan Brooks?
Jonathan Brooks. It's not even close.
Jonathan Brooks, yeah, I agree.
Okay. Just testing it out a little bit.
You got any other names? Is that all you got for me?
DeAndre Swift? It's got to be Brooks.
I'm going Brooks.
Yeah, easily.
He ain't dropped that much now. He ain't
All right,
even played it down.
It
Here's
still
a guy
has Jonathan
a
Brooks
little
on KTC is Q or RB17. He's right in the middle of Alvin Kamara and Brian Robinson.
Y'all would James Cook or Jonathan Brooks?
Probably
James Cook, probably.
All right, last one. Brian Robinson or Jonathan Brooks? That was the closest line to me.
That one's close. Yeah, I will say that.
Yep, that's the line right there. I might side with Brian. It just depends on your team right there. If you're young, go Brooks. If you're older, I would rather have Robinson go win a championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the line right there. Yep. All right, then. Toss me another running back, Big Dunk.
Let's see. I'm trying to look at the list right now just to see. I feel like running backs are pretty stable.
I just think with running backs, and we're going to do a whole episode of this, of just talking about, before we do our dynasty rankings, I'm going to do an episode of talking about how we're going to do our dynasty rankings. Like, I definitely learned, because when it comes to tight ends and running backs, when it comes to dynasty rankings, I'm just going to look at redraft rankings. I'm not even going to care about a dynasty ranking, to be honest with you, from here on out.
It really does seem like that. Like Saquon and Derrick Henry, players like that.
Yep.
If you have them on your team this year,
Craft, if you don't mind, can you repeat that last sentence?
I did I lose it? I just said if you got them on your team this year, you're winning. If you got Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, some of these older running backs.
Yeah. So
for sure.
We're definitely going to talk about that at some point. So yeah, if y'all don't have too many running backs, Craftman, you got some more?
I got one. Or never mind. You go ahead, Craft.
Go ahead.
All right, maybe I'll mention one of his names, but I'll just kind of blitz you with these. I got 3 risers. We already mentioned Chuba, so I got 2 more: Tyrone Tracy and Chase Brown. And the fallers, I got Rachaad White and Travis Etienne's got to be the biggest faller to me.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
So, whichever ones y'all want to talk about right now, we can talk about any of them guys I mentioned.
I mean, my thing is with Rachaad White is how big of a faller is he really? You know what I'm saying? He really wasn't that high in many people's eyes anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The efficiency, man.
So
people notice that off the rip.
And he's always going to be a pass catching back on this team. Like in that redraft league, I got Bucky Irvin and Rachaad White. I think maybe at some point next year we might be able to play them both at the same time in our lineups. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the way I feel. So Rachaad White definitely falls a little bit, but I'm just wondering how far. Not like Etienne, where Etienne, we're up there way up in the top 5. That dude just kind of fell off a cliff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No doubt about that.
You think it's just a lull with Travis Etienne where he's dealing with some injuries? The Jaguars kind of suck. The Jaguars did pick up his 5th-year option. Do you think there's like a chance that come next year, redraft time comes around, where is Etienne getting drafted?
See?
I mean, I got Joe Mixon in the 4th this year. So is he going in the top 3 rounds? Probably not.
It's just tough. Like, what do y'all think Tank Bigsby is? Like, do y'all think that, because at the trade deadline, I really do think if Dak wouldn't have got injured and the Cowboys would have beat the Falcons and stayed in the playoff hunt, I think the Cowboys might have went after Etienne. I thought Etienne was a trade candidate at the deadline, but there wasn't a lot of teams that needed the running back help that are competing. So, what do you think Etienne's future is? Like, is he going to stay with the Jaguars? Is he going to be a running back for like the next 3 years as a starter for another team? Like, I don't know. I really have no idea what to think about Etienne.
He ain't staying with the Jaguars. I'll go ahead and bank on that.
Yeah, look, I could say maybe he won't stay with the Jaguars, but we said he picked up his 5th-year option, so he'll be here next year as long as he don't get traded. That's what we're saying.
But they got Bigsby now, who's playing real well. So
Yeah.
how does that
I'm just
look if he
thinking,
stays with the Jags?
I don't know,
50-50?
but I don't know. It's just such a shit show in Jacksonville right now that heck, I would have traded Etienne if I could have.
Well, he could be a tremendous buy low if you could predict what's going to happen. But I'll just ask you, what do you think is the most likely outcome? He stays with the Jaguars and him and Tank Bigsby split. Do y'all think that's the most obvious outcome, or do you think he gets traded?
Oh yeah, Jacksonville and they split.
So not really a buy low candidate right now.
It could be because there's always that injury. I mean, if you buy low on one of them and the other one gets hurt, then you got top 10 running back for the rest of the year.
What would you trade for? What would you trade for Etienne?
Can't be a first though. Can't be a first.
I was about to say I'd try to get it done for a
You couldn't do a
second.
late first. You couldn't do a late first for Etienne. You wouldn't do it.
That's way too risky for me.
Yeah,
Etienne or Brooks?
Brooks.
Yeah.
He's still gonna be splitting. Chuba just got paid.
Younger
I
draft
think-
capital.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. That one's close because the Panthers are a shit show too. So I don't know, man.
It's just with ETN, like, man, I don't know. He's just showing that he's kind of injury prone too.
They need to get this man. They're not using him right.
No,
I think
they're
Etienne's super talented, but they can't. They need to use him like the Detroit uses Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, get him out in space, let him play like every other drive type thing. Like, don't use him as a workhorse in between the tackles over and over again.
Can't do that.
Philly's just dumb. I mean, not Philly. Jacksonville with what's his face? They're just dumb. That dude lucked into a Super Bowl when Nick Foles went on some great ass run.
He did. He did luck into it.
He's just so. This team is done. They need to bring some creativity. Honestly, they don't even need to bring. They need to have some creativity, but they need to get guys in there that fit Trevor Lawrence's game, and that's just throwing the ball deep. Brian Thompson kind of goes along with that. They should just get them some big body guys and let Trevor Lawrence throw it up, but get him some fucking protection. Good God, man. I mean, 2 years of this shit. I feel like T. Law is pretty as he is. He's been pretty tough out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely played through injuries and stuff like that. So, don't let the long hair fool you. I don't think he's got that dog in him to go out there and stomp on your throat or nothing, but I do think he's got a little bit of a toughness side that people don't talk about.
Shit, he didn't miss a game until last year, didn't he? Or something like that?
And he was playing hurt the whole time, so.
He was fucked up, man. He still is fucked up. I mean, clearly they're talking about him missing the rest of the season and all that. But I don't know, man. As far as the Jacksonville goes, they're just a shit show right now, in my opinion. I mean, I guess they always been.
Man, give me another. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got one more running back, but I'll just rebounding on what Dunk said, and what me and you have said the whole entire podcast is like shitty organizations that aren't buttoned up. They just seems like they just stay that way forever.
Suck the life out of players, man. I'm telling you.
They know how to ruin some careers for sure.
That's why somebody like the Detroit Lions turning around and doing what they're doing and the way they're making moves is
crazy.
Just tremendous. And I wish the Falcons would take note. But
I think they're on the rise.
Yeah, we could be. I definitely agree with. And once I can't get on a rant. Give me another running back.
Yeah, my last. I don't think we talked about Chase Brown much. Do y'all think that he's a riser because of the Zach Moss injury? Do you think that he has Do you think he has the backfield on lock for just say the rest of this year and the future for two or 3 years?
You think they're going to draft somebody? Where was he drafted at? He was third round?
He's late, like fourth or fifth. I think me and Matt really liked him.
I agree. But I don't really think he's just like in a secure spot. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, because they clearly want a committee.
If you could sell high on him, I mean, obviously, if you're competing, you're not going to do it. But if you could sell high, I mean, just do it.
What would you buy him for?
Shoot, a second's all you're gonna get. But if you could get a second and a third, or 2 seconds because it's competing or something like that.
If I was a competing team with Zach Moss being out for the season, I would pay. Like, if you're really running back needy, I would pay a late first for. Like, if you wouldn't pay a late
You
first
crazy,
for Chase Brown
You
this
are
year.
out your fucking mind. Ain't nobody.
Yeah,
I mean, I just think it's funny that you
hell
would do that. I'm sitting here saying nobody would do that, but you're saying you would.
To help
So
you
Shit, I-
to help you win this year.
I'm
Shit, I
about to
wish I
text
had
Will
Chase
Savage
Brown.
right now. And
You would say-
I'm gonna say you can get a first from Kraft man with ease, man.
Man, I would take advantage of Kraft on that.
I mean,
Please.
I got depth at running back. I wouldn't do it like with my team. There's no way. But if you're sitting there, you're just killed with injuries. Chase Brown's going to average like at least 15 points a game for the rest of the season.
Hey, look, if you can get a first for him, fuck yeah, do that any day of the week easily.
That's why I think the trade works because it's going to get done.
I think it's crazy because I was sitting here. I was saying that I would be happy to get a second for him.
I mean,
and here we are talking about. I'm like, yeah.
But y'all be acting like seconds are just things that people love to get. Like when you offer a second to somebody, nobody really even looks at it. They're like, oh, it's just a second. Like a second. The 204 this last year was Trey Benson. Trey Benson or Chase Brown? Give me Chase Brown.
I think I would take Trey Benson too. But like to your point too, I remember you sold J.K. Dobbins, didn't you, for a second?
Yeah, I thought it was a 25 second. It was a 26 second. I was drunk that night.
I was about to say, Kraft. I don't know. Like running backs to me, like I definitely think, I don't know, they're the most.
I agree.
I don't know, man.
I agree and disagree. Like if you're competing, I think that Chase Brown will help you win, but I do agree with the fact that like a Damian where it could just dissipate like out of thin air real quick in the draft next year.
Chase Brown is just somebody who's going to have to survive the offseason too. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got some following, but he's got to survive the draft, free agency, all kinds of stuff like that.
I got one running back that's actually good, who I think is a riser because he did sign a contract. And going back to like the startup drafts, I don't think he was looked at as like a top 10 RB, top 12. I think David Montgomery is here to stay for like 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
So
let me look at where is he ranked at. Let me see.
I would like to see where he went just this past year with all the Jahmyr Gibbs hype, and Jahmyr Gibbs is still doing his thing. But David Montgomery.
This is where David Montgomery. All right, so here's the list right here: RB8, Jonathan Taylor; RB9, Christian McCaffrey; RB10, Derrick Henry; RB11, James Cook; 12, David Montgomery; 13, Josh Jacobs; 14, Joe Mixon.
That's Dynasty. He's at the RB12.
That's Dynasty. Yeah, he's at the RB12.
I think that's where he belongs.
Yeah, man.
As far as from the offseason, like where he was drafted, he was not drafted as RB12.
No,
and now he is. So.
I think, I agree. I think David Montgomery is just operating that system, man. He's in like the perfect offense for him that complements him. I'm kind of stuck if I would take him above Josh Jacobs or Joe Mixon, just with like their upside and exactly like them being like the workhorses in their offenses. But I think David Montgomery has the longevity.
Yeah, I would take Damon over both them guys.
I tell you what, of all the fantasy teams that I got this year, the most stable and the most consistent thing that I got is that league with you, Kraft, man, with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs in our lineup every week. That right there is the sweet spot, having both of them guys.
He signed through 2027 right now. He's 20. I think he's 27 years old. He signed through his age 30 season. So if he's with Detroit, being that, that 50% snap percentage back, I think he might can make it to age 29, 30. I mean, you know how these contracts work. They can get out of it at any time if the cap ain't too bad. So, but I think Montgomery's at least here to stay for this year and maybe 2 more years with Detroit.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I like David Montgomery, and like I said, I think it's sustainable. Like I honestly like committees in terms of like if it's efficient, like if it's on good offenses at least,
Yeah. And this
Great
is
because I feel
offense.
like it helps them.
Detroit,
Yeah.
Detroit's the best, man. I hate it as a Packers fan, but Detroit is
Oh, they're the
like
best.
top
Yeah.
notch right now.
Everybody gets to eat on that team too. So
This
um
this kind of brings light to one of the followers, I think, because when I was mentioning the list, I saw Christian McCaffrey was outside of the top 5 now.
Nah.
so you, well, what are you saying?
RB9.
Who, me?
Well, what do you think, Kraft man?
Nope.
Done.
McCaffrey's great. He's going to keep
Yeah.
being great.
Well, it seems like right now is a buy low opportunity though, because he has fallen down rankings. People are scared.
People shouldn't be scared. That's all I'm
Well,
saying. Christian McCaffrey, what? I don't know how. Dunk, can you look up his contract that he signed in the offseason while we sit here and talk about McCaffrey for a minute?
hey, look, this is the thing about CMC. Um, well, what about for? I'm just thinking about for this year when he
4
comes
years,
back.
65 mil or 64 mil.
4
Oh man,
years.
Oh no no
you're
no no
right.
no! This was Carolina. What the fuck?
I
Yeah,
know he just signed a big deal with San Fran, and McCaffrey has been injured and not injured, injured and not injured, and
yeah.
he's pretty much stayed right there, being the best running back in the league when he plays. So you just got to
2
deal with this
years,
shit sometimes.
2 years, 38 mil.
So you got a year left of McCaffrey.
I
The
think this
rest
was
of
an
this year.
extension. Yeah,
Probably is. It probably is an extension of
What
what?
what year? What year does it say it goes through? Dunk, like 2025,
Mm. I think it
2020.
said 2027
Oh yeah, yeah. You're
through
right, Kraft man.
2027. Yeah,
Well, I mean, what is a buy low on
So
CMC?
you're
You know what
talking.
I'm saying? So
man, I'm easily paying a first.
yeah. So what's a buy low on CMC right now, Kraft?
I don't think the buy low is right now. I think the buy
Yeah,
low is already passed.
yeah,
I think you could have bought low, right when they said he was going to be out for however long, and maybe coming back in November, and then you could have bought low on McCaffrey and just paid a first for him. But at this point, you're not gonna get McCaffrey for a first unless it's like that team is going to be the 101 to the 103 or something like
yeah,
that, 104. Which, I mean, as much as I love McCaffrey, I think I would probably take the 10, in the top 4, the
yeah,
104 probably. But other
Yeah,
than
I
that,
agree.
I'm not going to sell him for that.
yeah. I'm with you. So no worries on CMC then. That's what it sounds like. Y'all want to move to wide receivers? Or nah, no, you got some
Well,
names, don't you? Go
oh
ahead.
no, yeah. I got a few of them that talking about the risers. I think like in the top 5 or even in the top 10, the ones that end up like showing up were Kenneth Walker and then Etienne.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Kenny Three Stick. He been a favorite of mine from the jump, and I was
Mm-hmm.
saying buy low, and then in redraft I was saying go get him in the 4th, and so I'm not surprised the Kenneth Walker's name is rising up there at all.
Yeah, he's sitting
Yeah.
above Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey right now.
Yeah, we kind of got some resolution with Kenneth Walker, where Zach Charbonnet got drafted, and then you wait a year, and it's like, well, Zach Charbonnet is just a backup. That's all he is. It's just a handcuff, and he's a good handcuff to Kenneth
Yeah,
Walker. But what you're getting this year is with Ryan Grubb coming over, they're throwing the ball to Kenneth Walker a lot. Like even when he's not hitting his massive games, like his floor is pretty high right now. I mean, if he doesn't score a touchdown, you're still getting 10, 11 points out of him. So I had him on my list too, and I think Kenneth Walker's definitely. You said he was above McCaffrey.
Above McCaffrey and JT.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I think McCaffrey and JT are. Yeah, that's about where he belongs, I think. But he wasn't there,
yeah.
especially when Charbonnet got drafted. And that's one thing. Don't overreact to some of this shit. Like if a guy is like this talented,
Yeah,
Don't
because
overreact.
I remember seeing him. I think he fell out of the top 20. I'm pretty sure. I think at one time he was like RB 21 or something like that. He was going in like the 7th round. Whether it be like I don't remember if it was redraft or startups, but it was pretty low whenever Charbonnet got drafted.
Oh,
Well,
he took a massive hit.
Well, take it a step up. Would you rather have Kenneth Walker or Brees Hall?
I still want Brees.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
The only one that I think is like pretty close. Kenneth Walker's kind of like in his own tier with like Kyron and Etienne, and then you kind of go to the top threes. I think.
I feel
Man,
like
you know,
Kyron is ahead of some of them top 3 guys at this point.
But the top 3 with Gibbs, Hall, and Bijan, I don't know.
I would definitely take Kyron over Brees Hall, I think. Brees Hall just got that draft capital.
Man, Brees Hall was our RB1 for the longest.
Yep.
I think it's just the offense, man. I think that I don't know. I feel like the Jets are just fucking stale.
I mean, he's still good. He's RB7. I'm just saying. Kyron, that one's close. That one's tough. I love Dynasty.
Kyron's getting everything, man. Kyron is everything.
He is the workhorse for sure. There is no doubt about that. But I don't
what
think
happens with the Rams though, with Stafford and McVay and everything? I still sometimes wonder if Kyron's a sell high.
I think, man, I don't know. I mean, it seems like pretty consistent right now. I mean, we were still on sell high for this coming season, and look where he's at right now. I feel like his dynasty ranking stayed pretty stable. That's why I don't really consider him like a riser or a faller. It's just kind of stayed the same.
Yeah, I would say if you had to like quantify him, he's definitely a riser because there was so many. We never did it, but there was a lot of podcasts. Sell Kyron. They got Blake Corum. Yeah. The same thing with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. They drafted Blake Corum. It's like just watch the games a little bit. Kyron's a great running back.
Yeah,
100%. Go ahead, Dunk.
I guess with some like risers, I'm looking on the list. These are like outside the top 20 or right at the 20 spot. We got Bucky Irvin and Tyrone Tracy. Some rookies.
Tyrone Tracy.
I had Tracy on there too. Yep.
Yeah, Tracy for sure. Because that backfield is open and Devin Singletary, I don't think we really ever pumped him up that much. He was kind of in that same category with Zach Moss going to Cincinnati. Singletary was like kind of like another version of that. But Tyrone Tracy is definitely the best running back. So it just comes down to, are they about to draft a running back next year? And if he survives, I'm with you out. That was a good one. What was the other name you just said though, Dunk?
Bucky Irvin.
Okay, man, definitely a riser, but I don't know. When
Committee.
He's gonna be in a split with Rachaad White, and Rachaad White's gonna be the one catching it. I do think.
I don't know though. The thing is, I feel like they are kind of fading Rachaad White out. Like, I definitely think he's still like a good pass catcher, but I think they're kind of like catching on as to like Bucky Irvin's like explosiveness and even then like better play right now.
Yeah, I would just say, let me look real quick.
That's why I would consider Rachaad White a faller at this point, easily.
Yeah, definitely a faller. I agree. I just think that Rachaad White's floor is not as low as a lot of these. Like, he wasn't a faller to me like Etienne was a faller. You know what I'm saying? It feels like Etienne was plummeting.
See, I would take...
White's just kind of,
But see, I think I would take Etienne above Rachaad White right now, at least.
I think I would too. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
So Bucky Irvin, I know, man. That's why we talk this shit out, man. You really get to thinking.
I'm telling you, man.
That's what the heck. That's why I feel like it makes you sharp. And you come on here and you actually talk about this shit all the time. Then it's like it sharpens you up. And other people that don't think about it every day, like some of us do, they ain't catching it. But I'm with you. Any more names, Dunk?
There's like a slight riser, I guess, because people were calling him just dog shit. Last year, Najee Harris, I feel like he's actually looked pretty good this year.
Yeah, my boy Najee. Everybody hates on Najee.
I feel like he's pretty good though.
Yep. I agree. Najee's looked pretty good.
But
But they
the
still
thing
got him
is,
at
with the
RB.
Steelers, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. So where is Najee next year? Is he back with the Steelers or is he somewhere else?
I think he's back. But that's unless he's looking for the bag. If he's looking for the bag, then that's done with. He's gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're going to try their best to keep him because I think again, like he fits their scheme the best too with the run heavy offense.
Yeah,
Because I mean, he is he's just a fucking bruiser.
He's pretty good. That offensive line's just been bad for the last 2 years, and then they went into the draft, and like good organizations do, they drafted offensive linemen, and now Najee is doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, Darnell Washington has definitely helped for sure.
Oh yeah.
I say we slide on over to wide receivers. That's what everybody likes to talk about, anyways. We probably should have just started with them motherfuckers.
Why is it in Dynasty everybody just got a hard on for wide receivers? It's just one of them things, man.
It really is. Because I
Just
definitely
longevity.
Because I definitely got some, and I'm gonna try not to rant on a faller tonight. But my first riser, when I think about the term risers, my first one I think of, and I know he's been hurt, and I'm sure Duncan's got his name on there. Kraft probably too. Nico Collins. He's like the first one I think about right now who was definitely a riser for this season. I mean, me and Kraft got him as our wide receiver 2, and he's pretty much been our wide receiver 1 with the Dallas Cowboys struggling. Our 3? He was our 3rd one?
I can't remember. We might have drafted Nico over Evans. I can't remember.
Hey, but Nico, man, no doubt. That dude is definitely legit number 1, and I would slide him, if I was saying I was doing a dynasty ranking, I would say bottom of the tier 1 or the top of tier 2. That's the most objective spot where you can have Nico, and I feel like Stroud, he does better with Nico. Nico's the man. It's obvious he's the man. He looks strong out there. I wish that his hamstring didn't fuck up because he looked like a beast.
Yeah, I got to say this about Nico, and this is gonna be controversial, but y'all pretty much hated on Dak a little bit earlier in the episode.
He's ass.
He is ass.
Nico is connected with Stroud, just like Jamar Chase is connected with Burrow. Is there any way that you would take Nico over CeeDee Lamb?
I think I would. Oh, I don't know, man.
Look,
I don't think I would.
Through all the ups and downs, CD is still the wide receiver 4. You know what I'm saying?
Is he the wide receiver 4 this year?
Yeah.
I think my thing is like Stephon Diggs coming back next year? Probably not.
I probably wouldn't either. It was really. I think it's a conversation to have, though.
I'm just playing devil's advocate and saying that. It is possible he could get a higher target share come next year.
I would say more closer to, would you take him over Amon-Ra?
In points per game, though, Nico was the wide receiver 1 before he got hurt.
He was. I agree. He was. He's a motherfucking beast.
He is a beast. But that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine like his competition. Like with CD, like he's the target hog. Clearly, like they ain't got nobody. The fucking Cowboys suck.
I think Nico profiles as like a Mike Evans type. If it works out and he stays healthy, I think Nico could have like a Mike Evans type career. And that's asking for a lot. Mike Evans had like what 10,
I'll say Mike
8 years of 1,000 yards or something. But I think Nico is that type of player, like what Mike Evans is. So maybe not 8 years of 1,000 yards or whatever Mike Evans has done, but I think he could replicate what Mike Evans has done in like a 5-year span.
Yeah.
Would probably be his ceiling.
Yeah. And
just imagine if you had Mike Evans this whole time from rookie year to now.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. So Nico definitely my number 1 riser. Go ahead and throw me a name out, Dunk.
Yeah. I don't think it's on, actually.
Crap, man. Toss me a name.
All right, I got some.
I was going to say Malik Nabers.
Yeah. Definitely. Did you say Malik Nabers don't?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, he's another one, man. I literally said it today in a text message to Akil. I said, like, when I think about what tier 1 is in Dynasty, it feels like it could be big. But I think you could say tier 2, towards the top of tier 2, but Neighbors got to be on that thing. And I might would say Brian Thomas Jr. I might would slide his punk ass up in there too. Maybe
Man,
not
I
that
saw
high,
that. He said
but
it shows
go
he's
ahead.
top 10 on this ranking.
Yeah.
So they up
Because he's
there.
right at wide receiver 10.
Malik Nabers' upside is unreal, I feel like. And he's had some really high games with Daniel Jones. I'm just saying, if they could button up their little situation, the Giants used to be run well. I tell David Thomas all the time, they used to be run well, but they've been a shit show ever since like the ending of Eli Manning's the very end of it, and they've been a shit show ever since. They're no good, but yeah, that upside right there it's way up there. I'm just saying.
Malik Nabers his career is going to be. I think he's going to be as good as Justin Jefferson, but you have to look at Malik Nabers is Justin Jefferson with terrible quarterback play, and I think that's the way you got to look at him. Is like he's not going to have the upside as Justin Jefferson because he's played with the Vikings. Just got a great offensive system, and he played with Kirk Cousins for a while, and Kevin O'Connell just knows what the hell he's doing. And the Giants aren't like that. I think Malik Nabers is going to be just as talented and just as he's going to be a great receiver in the league, like top tier. But where do you put him when you don't have good quarterback play? So I think that's going to cap his talent a little bit, but still not enough to like drop him down to a bad tier.
Yeah.
So where would you take Nabers? Where would you take Nabers right now in a startup?
I would take
easily going back of the first round, right?
Well, I would take those top 4 guys we always talk about, and I would take Nico.
I think he's above Amon-Ra, don't you? Or like right there with him.
That's tough.
Man, that's so tough, man.
I'd say.
I just don't know if I could trade.
I'd say Amon-Ra. I'd have to say Amon-Ra.
But is it close though? Like, are we like pretty even on that?
I would say yeah, but I would throw Nico's name in there too with that. You know what I'm saying?
I would say the receptions are close with Nabers. Like if you look at their end of the year stats between Nabers and Amon-Ra, I think the receptions and yards will be there. But I think with Detroit's offense, I think the touchdown sides with Amon-Ra. He's probably going to score more touchdowns. So that's the only thing that probably puts me over the top. And the Lions did just sign Jared Goff to an extension too. So
yeah, that's true. Situation's better. But
it's close.
It's close. It's like Amon-Ra is the bottom of tier 1, and then those guys are the top of tier 2. And if you wanted to combine it all to a tier 1, I feel like you could.
He's over AJ Brown, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Is he though?
I think he is.
I think so. Just with like dynasty perspective and age consideration.
I don't think the production is far enough ahead in AJ Brown's favor to discount the age.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
Because AJ Brown's about to be what, 28, I think?
Like 27 or something like that.
Something like that. But I think we're all in agreement though. I think Malik Nabers is above Marv right now.
Man, I think so.
I don't want to get too like recency over Marv. I don't think you should drop
100%,
him like
100%.
Like too far. But I think he is over Marv. Like it was close to begin the season, so I will put my Nabers over him. Brian Thomas and Marv would be the conversation to have.
Yeah.
Tough, man. Chris was texting us the other day talking about Brian Thomas Jr. about his dynasty stock. So I'm not going to drop Marv. It's just his rookie year, and then it's really Kyler's first year. I feel like, it's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Grandman just is what it is. It ain't over with, though. Let's just see how it goes.
Oh, it's definitely not over with, but you, at some point in time, you have to take draft capital off the table and start looking at who's performing on the field. And Brian Thomas he's been better. I mean, that's just
and he has
that's
draft
bottom
capital
line.
too.
I mean, Justin Jefferson wasn't the 104 when he was drafted. I mean, he was like a late first round pick. I mean,
right.
Sometimes you just got to look past that.
Let's toss another name. Go ahead, Dunk.
I'm looking at. Damn, they got Zay Flowers really high up on here. He's right below Drake London at wide receiver 13. I definitely think he's a riser though.
That's a guy that I had too, man. Zay Flowers.
Yeah, look, Zay Flowers is a riser. But I don't know about that because I got Drake London as a slight riser. I got so Zay Flowers. Look, the question with Zay Flowers coming in this year was Lamar Jackson. He has trouble holding up wide receivers, and Zay Flowers looked like he might have had a little gadget role, but his role looks a little bit bigger than that. And we like Zay Flowers coming out. It was really kind of Lamar Jackson questions, so I'm with it. Zay Flowers, you hit that one when you drafted him, you nailed that one. It feels like.
Yeah, but I see. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he's had 4 100-yard games like on the season, so it's not like he's just scoring touchdowns. And I mean, when you watch Baltimore play, he's definitely the best receiver on the team by a long shot. And
didn't he have a 150-yard game too?
He's had some massive games this season.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And he's somebody that I have. And as much as Matt said that we liked him in the rookie, when he was coming out, I have Zay Flowers nowhere. Like I refused to draft him this year, and probably for the wrong reasons, I guess.
I was gonna buy low on him because I was kind of a believer in it, but every Dynasty fucking podcast and YouTube video and all that kind of stuff was saying don't buy him. Lamar's never supported a wide receiver one, but man, I don't know. I felt like a gut feeling. I should have went with it. Call your shots, man. I'm telling you.
I agree with what Dunk's saying, and it's kind of like what me and Phil do with gambling. Oh, really, when you hear all these podcasts and those YouTube videos, because I listen to so much content, so I hear the same stuff. If they're all saying the same thing, which a lot of them do, that's probably the best time to buy low, because everybody's listening to the same podcast. And when the big podcasts say, "Oh, don't buy low on Zay Flowers," it's probably everybody's thinking that. It's also like with gambling when you're looking at where the money's going. You see the public 80% of the money in the public's going right. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go with Vegas on that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you go the opposite.
Yeah, I think what a lot of the podcasts are saying, and what we were saying also, was like, we think Zay Flowers is a good player, but we didn't see him. We saw him as like a top 24 guy.
Right.
But he's a top 5 guy right now. And he might finish the season as a wide receiver 1. I just didn't think that anybody expected that kind of ceiling out of him.
Yeah, not at all.
It is crazy. Craftman, you got a name you want to toss out?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple names for risers and fallers with receivers, but one guy, I got Jayden Reed on there. Everybody was kind of wondering who the wide receiver 1 was for the Packers. It's Jayden Reed, and it's obviously Jayden Reed. So,
yeah, I had him on my list too. Although he has been struggling like a little bit.
I mean, he struggled without Jordan Love for a while with Malik Willis in there. But if you watch the Packers games, it's like before the season, who is it going to be? Like and you had a lot of these podcasts saying, when Christian Watson played last year, Jayden Reed did this. He only averaged 8 points a game, and when Watson was out, he only averaged like 15 points a game. It don't matter if Watson's in or not. It just doesn't matter. Jayden Reed's the best receiver on the Packers. We figured out that conundrum that we were worried about all season. He's the best.
Yeah, it wasn't bitch-ass Christian Watson who's always got the hammy issue.
Yeah, man.
And Dobbs is just I like Dobbs a lot. I think he has a role on a lot of dynasty rosters, like as a flex play every week or a wide receiver 3. But he's just a role player. Jayden Reed is the superstar on the Packers in the receiver room.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. Because I got Jayden Reed on my team, and I know for a fact in Dynasty rankings, he was like in that mid-30 range coming into the year, for sure.
Yeah.
And so where did they got, Lister, where are you at, Dunk? Where is Jayden Reed at right there?
I don't see him on this like top 20 yet. I see Rasheed Rice at 16. Oh, okay, there he is. He's right at 17. So it goes Rasheed Rice at wide receiver 16, Jayden Reed 17, JSN 18, and then Roma Dudes 19.
Would you rather have Rasheed Rice
I would.
or
I would,
Jayden
yeah.
Reed?
I think Rasheed Rice is actually too low.
Yeah. His
Even
injuries got him
with
too
the
low.
injury?
Well, I mean, obviously, you would rather have Reed this year, right now.
Well, yeah.
But
I mean,
Yeah.
for Dynasty, though, you would trade Jayden Reed for Rasheed Rice if you weren't competing?
I mean, I think Rasheed Rice is top 12 probably in Dynasty with his role. I do think Jayden Reed's properly rated because when he was going off in that stretch at the beginning of the year, I was listening to podcasts and they were some people had him easily in the top 10, like 8, 9. So I think he's probably in that in between. He was started off in the 30s. People had him in the top 10. So he's probably in that 15, 16, 17, 18 range. He's probably properly where he needs to be.
Yeah.
I think so. Rasheed Rice, man, I don't know. I feel like he's just too low right now. I would definitely buy him.
He is too important to that offense when he was in there. I mean, before he got injured, we were talking about Rasheed Rice or Garrett Wilson. And a lot of people were siding with Rasheed Rice. So, the injury just kind of screws up everything. Patrick Mahomes just wanted to hurt all his receivers. That's what it was. He had to take out his best guy.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. I had Rasheed Rice everywhere. I think he was one of the, when we did our episodes for the redraft season, he was like the guy that I wanted to draft in every league. And Patrick Mahomes just had to take his ass out. Didn't want him to play no more. Bullshit.
He's so good.
I have him everywhere.
Man, that just made me think about like one of the biggest fallers. Actually, you talking about taking people out. I was thinking about that Derek Carr play, man, and fucking Chris Olave. That man has plummeted.
I really don't even know what to think about Chris Olave. I would say he's a buy low because I feel like his price has got to be lower than some other buy lows.
I don't even see him.
Late second. You're crap, man. You're talking about a late. You don't even care about seconds. You'll take a late second over Chris Olave.
No, I'd hold on to Olave for a late second, but I'm just saying I don't want him on my team. Like I have him in Dynasty, and I wish I didn't have him. Like,
man,
you can't blame it the concussions. I mean, they talk about Tua and his concussions. Chris Olave's done had like 4 in 2 years, 4 or 5 in 2 years. Like. He might be shut down for the rest of the season. I don't even know, but it ain't looking good for Olave right now, at all.
It's not. Yeah, I agree.
Olave or Jordan Addison?
I would take Olave over him.
I'd roll Addison, but
it's close though. I think.
Would you take an older receiver for Olave? Trying to think of somebody who's killing it, like Mike Evans.
Well, he's out, but yeah, I mean
he's out right now, but he's coming back.
I would take Mike Evans. Yeah, I don't think that's really close. You'd have to give me a lesser vet.
In Dynasty though, would you trade Olave for Mike Evans right now?
Oh yeah, I'm just being honest. Mike Evans gonna play 3 or 4 more years.
I don't think I would, but I wouldn't blame you if you did.
Olave or DJ Moore?
I'm probably going DJ Moore.
Yeah, same.
See, I got him on my followers right now because he's straight trash. He's trash. He's not even the top.
Had some good games in the beginning. I don't know what the fuck happened.
The Bears happened, bro. The Bears happened.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
where is he at? Right. I'm trying to look him up. DJ Moore's wide receiver 29 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even see it.
He's played every game. He hasn't been injured. He's played every game.
I found Chris Olave. He's wide receiver 23, right after Tyreek Hill, and then T. Higgins follows him, and then Jaylen Waddle. So I think those are both two fallers. And I know Kraft was bitching about T. Higgins in the beginning of the show.
Oh my god, I hate that motherfucker.
You gotta hate T. Higgins. You have to
He's
hate T. Higgins.
dude, man. He's so ass.
I needed T. Higgins this week too in a league, and heck, I had to go pick up a player literally off the waiver wire and go put him in because T. Higgins is a punk. Hey, listen, since we're gonna shit on some folks, I want to shit on Jaylen Waddle. I'm
He's
thinking
ass.
he might be the most overrated fantasy prospect in.
Trash.
He might be the most overrated fantasy prospect there is because he does give you some good games every now and then. This motherfucker's in the tent. Who wants a player that's in the tent every game? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Every game he's going to the tent. He's really not performing now.
Etienne's taking it all.
Etienne's the man.
Waddle.
Yes.
Jonnu Smith has got more targets than Jaylen Waddle at this point.
Yeah, Waddle's overrated as a fantasy prospect right now. He could be a buy low. He could be, and maybe he's just burned me this year in multiple leagues. But holy shit, it feels like can't even sell his ass.
I want you to rant some more, Matt, because I know you hate him. I just want to say that me and you will eat crow on this shit because we like Jaylen Waddle.
Yeah. Oh, big time. I said third round Jaylen Waddle's automatic every time. I said that all during the redraft. And I did it. And I hate myself for it because I hate Jaylen Waddle.
What is he worth? Is he a buy low right now, Matt? Would you buy Jaylen Waddle?
Listen, he probably is. But I ain't doing it. Fuck it.
Man, it's just like he's just unproductive as fuck, man. Like I don't know if he'll ever get his time. Like I think he just operates as the number 2. Like I really do.
He's a number 3 or 4 now.
Yeah,
I mean, Etienne is getting like. I heard a stat for Etienne right now. In the 4 games he's played with Tua, Etienne is on track for 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing. He's averaging 24 points per game with Tua right now. Like, Etienne is taking everything from Jaylen Waddle. You look on Prize Picks right now, Jaylen Waddle's receiving line is like 40, in between 40 and 50 a game.
Yeah,
that's not good enough. You look at like Garrett Wilson, he's at 70. You look at Devontae Smith, he's at 65 or 70. Like the wide receiver 2s in their offenses are a lot higher than what Jaylen Waddle is right now. Even Vegas thinks he's trash.
He is trash.
He is right now. There ain't no doubt about it. I mean, got to be frustrated if you're a Jaylen Waddle owner because you can't sell him right now. And
I'd take him over Olave, though.
I'd take him over Olave. I mean, there's still some players I'd take him over, but heck, the burn is real this year. That dude has burned me this year. There ain't no doubt about it.
Him and Higgins, man. Good God.
Higgins,
hate T. Higgins, man. Son of a bitch.
You have no choice.
Traded for his ass, man. Just to try to get some wins. Man, I tell you, don't. And redraft's a different story, but I was 1-5 in my redraft league. And I had McCaffery. I drafted him, who didn't play. I had Nico, who was injured, and I had to get some wins, so I traded Nico and McCaffery for T. Higgins and Metcalf. Somehow, I've won 3 in a row, and I'm 4-5, but it ain't no help from DK Metcalf and T. Higgins right now. T. Higgins ain't helped me at all. Piece of crap.
That's it. That's just crazy, man. All right, well, heck, I was just going to mention Brian Thomas Jr. because we have kind of thrown his name in the hat. He was a name that I had on my list, but we don't have to, just him connected to T-Law. We don't have to go in on that one. Dunk, you got any other names you want to toss out there?
I can't think of any.
Kraft?
Not off the top of my head, at least.
Blitz us with a few.
Yeah, I got three risers and I got a couple fallers. The risers, Darnell Mooney, Jameson Williams, and Josh Downs. I think Josh Downs is probably the best receiver on the Colts.
I agree.
My question is this, and I wasn't, I do, because I've been playing Josh Downs now. Out of nowhere, I got me another player I can play. But what was the other name you said? Josh Downs.
Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney. No, I like him. What was the other one?
Jameson.
Man, stop, man. Why do you always have to bring him up on a list, bro? How many
He got
times are we
suspended for
gonna
2 games. He was fine before that. Just think
again?
about where Jameson was at the beginning compared to where he is now. I still think Jameson, and one of the main followers I got, we ain't got the tight ends, but Sam Laporte is one of the biggest followers in Dynasty, period, because of Jameson Williams.
Man,
Yeah, easily.
This seems crazy to throw him in a list with them guys, but
I mean, it didn't have to be like risers to the top 10. It just had to be risers from the depths of hell to relevancy.
Mooney for sure. The crap you was all over that one. I'll give you credit for that one. I mean, that was huge.
Mooney's good, man. He's a good player.
He's good. I agree, and he's in the top 12 right now. What was the ones? The last names?
What? Mooney. What did I say? Mooney, Jameson, and Josh Downs was my risers. But for fallers, I got. This is the most obvious faller that we hadn't said is Michael Pittman.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, I agree. Michael Pittman. I will say this: that motherfucker's hurt. Big time.
He's definitely injured.
So
he's hurt with Anthony Richardson too. Like he's hurt.
Yeah,
that pain hurt. may not ever be okay.
Yeah. Well, shoot, man. You know how we feel about tight ends.
Fuck them.
But we're gonna say a few. Yeah, because we get Duncan. He's the tight end guy here. And go ahead and toss the. We ain't got to go super in depth, but I will say this. I made a comment on the podcast 3 or 4 weeks ago. The only tight end I really even like is Evan Ingram. All the other ones could kiss my motherfucking ass.
Bowers.
That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Give us a good in depth. Yeah. Let's not cheat the people who listen to this stuff. Bowers, for sure, and Otten, for sure. Risers. McBride really hasn't. I've got McBride. He hasn't killed me. I haven't been like, oh fuck, but he doesn't have a receiving touchdown. He's got a rushing and a fumble recovery. And
weird, man.
So Laporta, the obvious father. Go ahead. Give me your opinions on the tight ends real quick. Anything you want?
List real quick.
I would say Evan Ingram is always going to be my favorite tight end right now.
I mean, Bowers is clearly the biggest riser in this for sure.
No doubt. Might be one.
He's tight end 1. He is tight end 1 on here.
Yeah, Bowers is Dynasty tight end 1 is probably no doubt just because he is the only option that they have, and it doesn't seem like that's going to change in the near future. So Bowers is Dynasty wide receiver 1. I just wanted to mention Cade Otton because it's been opportunity based. Mike Evans out, Chris Godwin out. I just want to ask y'all the question: is Cade Otton a good tight end? Like, is he a really good tight end?
I think so.
I think he's just good as a good as a
I think he's good. Yeah, I don't think he's like great by any means.
But you got Evans who's getting older. You got Godwin who's hurt. Like, do you see Cade Otton? We said Baker's probably going to be there for a while. Is Cade Otton like a guy that you want in Dynasty?
Yeah. At a certain price, I feel like he's steady Eddie. Heck, I was kind of liking Cade Otton last year. I was playing him in redraft last year a lot. And just hoping for a touchdown. But this year, I tried to buy him in a league. Heck, I was even offering Travis Kelce to get Cade Otton. I couldn't even get it done. Think about
really?
That. Yeah, talk to your boy Jordan Harris and shout out to him.
He's not the best, man. But they got Cade Otton at tight end 8 right now. I see he's just right behind T.J. Hawkinson, like in like that big tier, I would say.
Where's Tucker Kraft at in keep trade cut? Just wondering.
Right behind.
He's been pretty good too.
Right behind Cade Otton and above David Njoku.
Dalton
Tucker
Kincaid.
Kraft or Cade Otton? Who would y'all rather have?
Probably. I think Tucker Kraft probably.
Kraft, I want to say Dalton Kincaid, Faller. He was one I was trying to call my shot on this year. Faller.
Easily, Faller.
Sure.
But I don't know,
kinda
man.
think
My thing is, like, with the tight ends, like, it does take them a while to start producing. And I feel like Dalton Kincaid, like, we're kind of giving him a lot of shit for being, like, yeah, I don't know, second-year tight end.
so. Don't overreact. Dunk says.
I don't.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's okay. I don't know. I've
How,
seen a lot of fucking Josh Allen's passes to him. It's kind of ass. I won't lie to you.
how about Pitts? Dunk.
I think I don't. I wouldn't say he's a riser or a faller. I think he's just kind of like staying the same as to where he was ranked at before. But I think you got to be happy seeing that he's at least got some fucking upside now. Like, geez.
Any other tight ends you want to toss out there, Kraft? You got any on your mind?
Nah, I ain't got no tight ends. I just want to go back to where we were before the season. They kind of tricked us. They tricked
Yeah.
us
Oh,
last year, Matt. And we need to go back to just saying, like, in Dynasty, pick the guys that's like you traded me. I think in a trade, you gave me Kittle and a first for McBride. I'm sure you would probably take that back at this point.
I would, but I'm not exactly like. It would be way different if I did that trade and had like Kincaid or Laporta. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't sitting here banging my head on
Yeah,
the wall because I got McBride. But yeah, I would
yeah.
rather have Kittle in a first. Ain't no doubt about it. Heck, Kittle might be really my favorite tight end. He's really the one.
yeah,
But
I gave him up in the home league for fucking Charbonnet in a second, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, man, I definitely wasn't trying to like brag about it or nothing like that. It was just more like we always said in the past episodes when we first started the podcast, where it was like pick the tight end who's going to do good for you for this year, and then
right,
figure it out year by year in Dynasty instead of playing this long term tight end role with
yeah,
like Sam Laporta and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot. We forgot the biggest faller though, man. Y'all want to take a guess?
At tight end,
Yeah. You'll know it as soon as you fucking say it or think about it.
man, we said
Mark
Laporta.
Andrews.
He just played
Oh
yesterday.
man, he's been fine, man. He's been getting it together.
Yep. I don't know,
He,
man. He definitely took a hint though.
he was definitely way overdrafted in like redraft and stuff.
He was in the 5th round or so, maybe even 4th, I think, right?
He was in that top 5 list. I
Yeah,
guess
he
it's
was.
paying off
Well,
now though, so you can't really.
Laporta was
I
going in
mean,
like the second or third. I mean, it's
straight
ridiculous.
bust.
That was just idiotic. People shouldn't have done that shit.
That one was crazy. If there was like an obvious fade, I mean, that was the most obvious one it could possibly
The
have been.
most obvious, man. Like easily.
When
I
you
could
got
think.
Jameson Williams there, you don't draft Sam Laporta. I mean, it's
I just
Yeah.
I can't believe that shit whenever they did that. It's just like clearly you had to know. Like you could just I don't know, just get one in the later rounds. Just like you said, Evan Ingram was just a fucking target hog. Why wouldn't you just go for him?
Yeah, get him in the 8th. I mean, imagine
Or
drafting Sam
Ferg?
Laporta in the 2nd and getting Evan Ingram in the 8th. Jake Ferg in the 8th. Of course, it might look a little bit different for Jake Ferg now, but
Not yeah, that's not as good now.
we'll see how it goes. But listen,
I
man,
still.
that was. Go ahead,
I'm
Kraft.
gonna say one more thing. I still think Hawkinson might be a little buy low, even though he's back from his injury. I still think that T.J. Hawkinson has a chance to be a
He
really
is.
good tight end for the future.
Yeah, because it has him at tight end 7 right now below Kincaid. And I would definitely take TJ Hawkinson over Kincaid right now.
But the public view is different. Like,
It is. It is. It's about the same anyways. It's like literally like just a couple points off.
yeah,
Tight end is really like just call your shot with your tight end and trade to maneuver to get you maybe like some extra draft capital or something like trade a tight end and then see if you can get a second. You know what I'm saying?
Get Kyle Pitts in every league and you won't be disappointed.
Whew.
we don't want to end the podcast with that comment.
Oh man. But
Hey,
hey,
he has been looking better this year. Fuck, thank God. Oh my God, thank God.
yeah, I saw him live. He looked all right that game too. So, but listen, that was our dynasty risers and fallers. Be expecting more dynasty content from us, Craftman. That was the first time we had done dynasty in about 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm glad we got back to it. Definitely got to amp it up. I'm glad Big Dunk is on with us tonight. See, Swizzy couldn't make it, and Real quick before I pass it over to you, Crab Man, I do want to say shout out to the poor man P. Miller and Noah Dick Blower out there. They've been helping us out big time. The truth is, a lot of stuff been going on behind the scenes, trying to do what we got to do and make things work and get ready for the off season and 2025 too. So, Craft Man, anything you want to say?
Nah, I mean, I'm good. I just appreciate everybody for listening to us and sticking with us this long. This was a long ass episode, but it's our first one in a while, and shit, I had a good time.
Before I give Big Dunk the last words, I do want to say this is episode 200 today. I totally forgot to say something about it. Made it all the way. I mean, they didn't think the haters said that we couldn't make it this far, Craft Man. We staying consistent. Hey, the truth is though, this podcast for real is gonna be here. So come join us at the Cruise Dynasty podcast, and we just like to try to give out a show, but we like to try to add more and more and more every year. We like to do more stuff. But Duncan, anything you want to say to the good people out there?
Man, we just appreciate y'all listening, man. We on the come up. We like Kyle Pitts. We rising, boy.
Hey, that's one thing. The truth is, we do like to come on here and talk about the fake stuff, and we like to fucking win money. So if that's your style, we're your podcast. You know what I mean, Crab Man?
Hey, we've been doing good in that gambling. There ain't no doubt about it. Like at least we're not hopping on here every week saying we're 30% on the game lines and 20% on the over and unders. Like we're doing pretty good. Anything over 50% is making some money.
Hey, and in the game lines, we're at 60%. That's unfucking real, for real, to be that high. I mean, this is as hot as I've ever been gambling wise, for real. So tell that shit. Go make you some money. Like I said, I'm gonna start throwing the Discord out there. Join the Discord, but we ain't gonna run a website. Look at us. I mean, look at Craft Man and look at me. We don't even see Dunk's face. We're never gonna run a website. Look at Craig over here. We got a teddy bear. He does all our work. And join the Discord. That's how we can interact. We're not gonna get on the website, so we like to talk gambling. I'm gonna get P Miller on here, and we're gonna start trying to build the Discord. And check us out on YouTube. We're up. We got a YouTube page. Our audio episodes are on there. If you like listening to YouTube podcasts, you can go to YouTube podcasts, check us out. And then, heck, I mean, I've been rambling. Do y'all want to add anything else before we go?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think YouTube's only audio only, but if you go on YouTube and you listen to us, if you want to picture a face to a voice, just imagine Ryan Reynolds, Chris Hemsworth, people like that, because that's really what we look like when we do these episodes.
Yeah, dead ass.
Hey, we want to get back on the tubes and stuff, and then when we start mock drafting, we can have our draft boards up there and stuff. We start bringing that back. So yeah, we got good things in the works. But heck, I ain't got nothing else to say, so we're gonna end it right there. So roll you up a joint, crack you open a beer, go cut your grass.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
Take 3 shots.
Take 3 shots. Cut your grass. Chill with the homies and listen to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. But we out.
Peace.
Peace.